Did Pot Save America take dark money? Oh my god, I hate that this story is like still. I'll be honest, I'm annoyed that like the whole Wired magazine article has like the Wired magazine article was not like as big of an explosive bombshell as like how annoying the backlash has been to just regular normal journalism from liberals. It's been incredibly disappointing to watch a bunch of people just like actively attack the person who wrote the article.
New segment, Taylor Lorenz has a story for all of you. Apparently there's a new poor bread tuber scandal.
A powerful liberal dark money group is secretly funding some of the biggest Democratic influencers on the internet. And I got a hold of their...
It's like her content is trying to channel what the alt-writers use to make the pipeline, and she's too fucking stupid to realize it doesn't work like that. The way that she talks, right? Welcome to Free Speech Friday, guys. A dark government entity is coming in... Dude.
A powerful liberal dark money group is secretly funding some of the biggest Democratic...
It's like if an alt-writer had avocado toast for breakfast. This is what would be spit out.
Influencers on the internet. Email and text messages between the creators discussing terms, company communication, and more. My story is out right now on Wired, and it's linked in the description below. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty details of who is secretly funding some of the most prominent Democratic...
Dude, it does. It's like the JQ for fucking Democratic nominees.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter?
Dude, which dark group is funding the fucking... It sounds like it, though. It sounds like she's like stealing the fucking like alt-right talking voice.
Voices on the internet. It's important to understand what's been happening over the past 9 years. In 2016, I was a...
Who the fucking chat? It's actually the JQ for the girlies. Yeah, it literally is.
Politics reporter covering the election. I was traveling across the country, attending Trump rallies and talking to voters. And one thing that a lot of them had in common is that they had discovered Donald Trump and his MAGA movement on the internet. They were bombarded by his content on platforms like Facebook and...
Yeah, because nobody listens to the radio. Yeah, that's where you're gonna find out all this stuff. Yeah, what do you read a book?
Reddit, and fed his messaging through a burgeoning ecosystem of far-right online influencers and forum admins. Online influence was central.
Nobody's reading my articles. If you read my articles, Hillary Clinton would have won.
To Trump's rise and played a huge role in his 2016 win. On election night in 2016, while almost the entire mainstream media was huddled up in the Javits Center watching Clinton lose.
Oh my God, bro, I didn't know. I didn't know. Oh my God, I literally just threw the Hillary Clinton thing out of nowhere. That is insane.
A small handful of other journalists were across town at the Midtown Hilton where Donald Trump was...
Bro, I just guessed that would be I did not, there's no way. There's no way. You do not think that I pre-watched Taylor fucking Lorenz. Give me a break.
Camped out with his family and campaign advisors. I was in the room at the Hilton when Trump won and stayed at that event until 6 in the morning. What?
Dude, she was literally in the audience like, here's how we can still win, guys. Like literally it's the fucking Saturday Night Live sketch, dude. She's there till 6 in the morning. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Hillary Clinton is knocking at the door.
Was notable that night, and why I think that evening was such a watershed moment, is that when Donald Trump took the stage for the first time as the incoming president, he was surrounded by new...
Oh, shit! About rape, and you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
That was a funny fucking night. It was a funny night.
Media. That big party room at the Hilton was packed with MAGA influencers, far-right internet personalities, and popular online figures.
And that's when Taylor Lorenz knew that she needed to become a social media personality to truly save the left.
And when Trump took office just a few months later, those influencers were there again. They all got together to celebrate the night before his...
A young 25-year-old, 33-year-old Taylor Lorenz was celebrating her 38th birthday on the eve of Hillary Clinton's fucking loss. Her 42-year-old self was looking and gazing into who she'd become in the future.
Inauguration at an event called the Deplorable. The event was a who's who of early MAGA content creators. It was organized by right-wing influencers Jack Posobiec and Mike Cernovich. Other online...
Oh, I think I've actually heard of Mike Cernovich. That's like, I think I've actually... Wait, I know who Gavin McInnes is.
No, I am not. Why would so many people
Thank
be
you.
Googling
And figures
that?
like Cassandra Fairbanks and Gavin
All right, so this is a thing. I don't really care about the intro to this video. This is I guess a companion piece to her article talking about what's the new thing. Apparently, it's like they're going after a bunch of lefties with a YouTube sponsor, right?
I recommend watching Nicholas
Let me see. Where does
DeOrio's
it say
latest
it?
video.
Gen Z influencers. I forgot what this thing is called. We're going to be checking out a whole bunch on it tonight, but I wanted to hear her kind of preliminary thoughts.
file donors and liberal political figures bemoaned their lack of support online. The Democrats were finally forced to confront the reality that the media landscape had.
Wait, when does she never get to it in this video? Chorus. Okay, there are 70 mentions. At the 16-minute mark, we find out about Chorus.
And consultancies start to emerge. One
This is what I get for putting all the interesting stuff in the middle of my fucking Mama Max video.
of the most high-profile ones is a nonprofit called Chorus. Chorus launched with a splashy profile in the New York Times, written by journalists Shane Goldmacher and Ken Bensinger. Chorus billed itself as a nonprofit advocacy organization and creator-led hub.
So, is this something that's like bankrolling YouTubers? Is that what's happening here?
Dedicated to helping independent media figures expand their reach and push democratic policy. Chorus also positioned.
So it's like what they had with
Can I say something to you?
what's
Nick?
that shit that
I really
Erudite
like
was running into?
Why?
Now was it Erudite? I don't know if Erudite was getting money from it, but Xander Hall, the thing that was paying Xander Hall, is it like that? It's progressive victory. Yeah, it's like a progressive victory thing. Yeah.
itself as a quasi-newsroom, akin to what conservative groups have built on the
There
right,
was a whole
but
crop
for
of
liberal
yellow
creators.
journalism, WordPress websites that flooded Facebook for boomers. It's not rocket science. She tearing down the liberal money doing the same thing. Tankies destroying their own
Yeah,
movement.
that's what it kind of sounds like from what I've heard.
According to a pitch deck that I obtained, Chorus claimed that it wanted to change how progressive content creators operate by providing ongoing stability, resources, and support that legacy journalists and conservative
Yeah, it's basically UBI for people who are covering lefty content.
commentators count on. I'd love to know how.
Because the reality of the situation is a lot of people are willing to put money in right-wing pundits. Like, they will go to these fucking alt-tech platforms and fill these people's pockets with money. But a lot of the people who are supporting... And I think it's kind of funny, but, like, a lot of the people who watch some of these mainstream, quote-unquote, leftist YouTubers and liberal YouTubers are broke college kids, and they don't have enough money to fund them.
Legacy journalists have that kind of support, but that's another issue. Chorus said that
Like, the boomers are blasting Ethan Ralph, generational wealth in some cases, on sites that, like, barely even have payment processors working, right? And then you'll have Sean DeBlack, who's like AstroTurf by Hasan Piker. I mean, I assume Sean's doing well, obviously, of course. But that's why you see so many of these broke bread tubers saying that they just can't fucking make it.
it would, quote, leverage the tenets of its cohort to help creators hyperscale their audiences and break through across platforms and genres. It also said that it would, quote, recruit, train, and support high-impact content creators who want to elevate essential issues and bring news into the cultural space. It would do this through financial support and shared resources like studio space, editors, researchers, bookers, and legal.
So this is like targeting, I imagine, the leftist she doesn't like the left-wingers she doesn't like.
Aligned with
Because I think this is all liberal content creators.
the Democratic establishment. In January,
Is Dean Withers in all this shit? Like, is Dean Withers and the other guy, Henry Sissons or whatever, is he in this too?
Chorus bragged that the organization was the first to host a, quote, creator-led forum for the Democratic
Is that real-life Peter Griffin? They got real-life Peter Griffin? Look on the right side. That's fucking real-life Peter Griffin.
Party chair
Holy frickin' crap.
candidates. That
Chorus employed pro-Palestinian creators? Oh, okay, then not the other two.
same month, Chorus announced a partnership with Impactual LLC, a centrist
Sorry, Taylor, I can't make that video. I'm at the Clam with Joe and Quagmire.
Democrat consulting firm with deep ties to the Democrat donor space. The content creators that Chorus initially touted as being part of its founding group also included several holdovers from the Creators for Kamala days. But as Chorus's fundraising deck made it around to donors, it also ended up in the hands of some big-time talent agents and managers that represented or knew some of the less pro-establishment creators featured in the deck. Some agents balked at their clients being included in a fundraising deck without their prior knowledge. And other anti-establishment or pro-Palestine creators who had never signed up to be part of Chorus were confused and angered that their images were being used.
This reminds me of that situation that happened recently where a bunch of creators went to like a party and they took pictures there, and then like some food establishment that sponsored the party used them in all of the fucking branding and marketing after that. And they're like, oh, I didn't know they sponsored the party. I didn't know they were going to do that.
To raise potentially millions of dollars without their consent.
So this is the allegation, right? They're using people's faces to make a bunch of money. It's a pro-Palestinian content creator thing. They're giving money to these people. So a lot of stuff happened with this. Hutch was like the guy to come out and say some shit, right? Taylor Lorenz puts out an article claiming that influencers were paid to push party talking points and were not allowed to disclose any ties. If it were true that the influencers were allowed to disclose their dark money funding at any time, which is not true per the contract, why didn't they disclose the dark money that they were taking? Why did they keep it a secret and then try to prevent my story from coming out? I don't know. I think it was very reasonable for there to be NDAs on this type of thing for people being worried about the framing of the story. I do feel like we're making enemies amongst friends in a dark time here. I'm just not sure if it's the right time or frame. I don't know who the fuck that is, but maybe that guy's like involved.
Nick just started insulting
whatever.
me
That's a horrible answer to Taylor's question. I spoke to a slew of ethics experts, dude. I spoke to the experts on ethics and researchers who study political influence, and all of them agreed this was a net negative agreement. The left constantly criticizes the right, rightfully so, for taking dark money. There is no need for this program to not be transparent. When creators present themselves as journalists online, several of these creators do, they cannot also be part of the political messaging program without disclosing it. I hate the GOP as much as anyone, which is why I think it's good to criticize these programs and encourage transparency in the space. One of the examples that comes off of my head, and I recommend you watch this video, I wanted to make it myself, I never got around to it. Turkey Tom put out a video on the right-wing Candid site. It was a pro-free speech site or whatever where right-wingers could just talk. All right, they could just talk about whatever they wanted. Right? It was a good idea. Some of your favorite YouTubers like Shoeonhead shilled this fucking product. Matt Jarbo shilled this fucking product. The only guy who stood here and got like blackballed kind of by all his friends was fucking Harmful Opinions. Yes, the Mudahar man in current day. Dude, some black guy, dude, was also shilling it. It's fucking fascinating. It was a free speech app and they couldn't disclose the details of the application.
There's gotta be a better way.
Introducing Candid.
Nick just started insulting
what Taylor Lorenz is trying to argue, this app actually was.
Brand new social media app that allows you to share your opinions completely anonymously and debate with other anonymous users. Feminist? Candid's for you.
You know what's funny is one of the people they reached out to promote this was Onision.
Anti-feminist? Candid's for you. Conspiracy theorist? Candid's for you.
I was planning on making a video saying I don't know what all the fuss is about, and then simultaneously Candid hit me up and said, why don't you make a video? And I was like, well, what a coincidence. I was going
Whoa, I found this really cool website. It was like written in there.
Anyway, so I took this
that you couldn't tell them.
Let me tell you guys a little bit about Candid.
It is an anonymous posting app, kind of like a web forum, but a cool version of 4chan. I have my own Mr. Repsion group set up. Feel free to join.
They even did an ad with Onision.
Almost downloaded. There we go. Finally, I can make fun of all these emo people. Oh, look, it's a post about 21 Pilots. How original. The only top I'm interested in are the tops of pretty ladies being removed.
Candid was marketed as a free debate platform where you can express your opinions without societal consequences. This basic product.
So yeah, look at this.
From the people promoting Candid and from
they like fucking trash Harmful Opinions because he called it out for being a scam.
From the staff itself. People like the Amazing Atheist messaged him calling him a faggot, as well as saying that he was on the Candid payroll and had no problem with being called out.
Dude, all these people were taking fucking money from this company and shilling it.
Amazing Atheist also claimed that Harmful was a bad actor because he was targeting people's sponsors in a time when a lot of them were struggling to find ways to make money through ad revenue. Shoeonhead, on the other hand, described Candid as just a baby's first Anon board and said that Harmful needed to calm down. Shoeonhead also said that Candid was never designed as a Valhalla for free speech and was merely a place where anyone could debate.
Here, so this is the disclosing part.
Few people did compare it to other image boards without disclosing the fact that they would be pretty aggressive about removing posts. And to be honest, more than a few of the people who advertised it seemed to not.
It was a censorship app. That's what it was. They branded it as an app that was was not like for censoring or whatever. It was like a free speech app, but it was being used to figure out algorithmically how to censor that type of content.
I don't know much about the
like these were two guys who worked at Google who ended up like dropping the app, and then they went back to work at Google.
Service at all. So at the very least, the accusation here against...
Yeah, like the allegation was they sold this privacy to Google and that they used this data to create some of the stuff that censors stuff now. That was never substantiated, but...
also claimed that Harmful was a bad actor because he was targeting people's sponsors.
Controversy though.
No, we're not approaching anyone to attack anyone. And in fact, we never even approached...
The CEO debated harmful opinions. This is a fantastic
anyone
story.
To say, can you refute the claim?
Sure.
Mundane Matt's method of responding to Harmful was to call him a conspiracy theorist by photoshopping his YouTube icon onto a picture of Alex Jones. Harmful then decided to send Matt's responses to the CEO of Candid just to see what would happen. The CEO then tried to get Matt's attention via Twitter, and within hours, Matt became much more polite about the subject and less confrontational. Without beating around the bush here, it would seem that
What was that? Harmful users gamify reporting inappropriate content and AI bots to remove death threats are far from the same thing, yeah.
Expressing my opinion...
Oh god, this is like a fascinating fucking story. I recommend you watch this whole video from Tom.
What did was to create a bot for that purpose, but according to Mr. Mediker, he had a conversation with Mundane Matt where he said that the purpose of the app was to train the AI.
Well, Ralph, I mean, we know that Matt did, because I had a conversation with him on his channel at like 3 in the morning, and we had to, you know, cover it up because he was still worried about the contract.
You claim to care about rape, and you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
So yeah, that's what it was.
Harmful's videos on this was literally the greatest YT Arch 10 from 10 plus years ago. It was AI. Harmful opinions is God.
Yeah, Matt kind of conceded that he thought it was true that the entire intent for getting all these conservative creators and giving them a shitload of money was to get their like users and people in here to try to train an algorithm to censor their content and sell it back to Google. That was the conspiracy associated with it, but the AI training thing was 100% real. And then they also did like, it was like 15-year NDAs. So what we're seeing right here, it's not exactly the same because it's not like AI. It's not used to target the exact people who would be like getting on the app, right? But like that's kind of what's being alleged by Taylor here. So Hutch put out a statement going over it with initial thoughts on the article, and I was interested to see what he said because he was very vocal on Twitter.
Party line. All they have to do is keep it a secret and agree to restrictions on their content. We already read the article. If you guys are desperate for context, you might want to just like pause the stream or, go, try to read it while you're watching the stream. But, the title kind of sums it up, right? She is alleging that there's this dark money group that pays creators to, quote, push the party line. All they have to do is keep it a secret and agree to restrictions on their content. There have been several creators that have come out since this article was posted, refuting not one, not two, but all three of those premises. We have several.
So yeah, there's a lot of creators here that he goes through and watches all of them on video so we can pull up directly. I think we're going to take a look at like David Pakman because I actually know who that is. But like David Pakman's one of them. Ali O'Brien has responded to this. Brian Tyler Cohen, which is apparently a person's name. Suzanne Lambert. Like a lot of these different creators have put out statements basically saying the exact opposite.
Creators that have come out in the last couple days that are saying that they don't get paid to push the party line. They don't have to keep it a secret, and they have there are no restrictions on what they can do for their content. There's a few responses that I want to watch from various creators. This is one from a creator named Ali.
All right, so let's jump over. I want to hear what David Pakman said.
All right, I was not even going to talk about this because I hate participating in the drama. I hate the circular firing squad that often builds on the left. But it's really important that...
Yeah, I think a lot of left-wing people start to hate that circular firing squad that seems to be always looming over you.
My audience...
It's called the purity test.
...know what's going on, so I am going to talk about it. I was named in an article in Wired yesterday, and the article is about a so-called dark money group on the left called Chorus. And I'm named in the article along with other creators as being part of the group. And since this article came out, I've heard from a bunch of you. David, did you sell out? David is the DNC telling...
Flawlessness with $10. Can we start referring to BPL? That
to say, how could you do this to us? I knew back in 2021.
We still don't know where the money comes from. We never know where the money comes from. We don't know where the money came from. Do we know where the money came from with Progressive Victory? Dude, Progressive Victory was funding Wix fucking panels, bro. I'm sorry. Even if you show me the fucking stuff, I still think something's wrong. I think anybody who funds Xander Hall and Wick, there's something awry.
When you had the following to say that you must have been getting paid by someone and here's the proof. And I was not even going to give this the time of day, but my relationship with you, my actual audience, is the most important thing. And so I decided to do this segment. I also was told that other creators, like a Twitch streamer named Hasan Piker, were covering this in ways that don't reflect the reality of the situation and are perpetuating.
We're going to see all that too.
Falsehoods about what is and isn't going on. Now, I can't speak to the motives of the people that wrote the article.
I can. It's war. That's what's happening. The Taylor Lorenzes of the universe. She is just a foot soldier in a larger war. The dirtbag left or the black pill left, whatever you want to call them, they are furious at this moment in time. They're pissed that they have been...
Dude, he's so fucking right, too.
Locked out of power basically forever. They're pissed about what's happening in Gaza. They're pissed about Joe Biden's entire presidency.
Dude, they're so fucking mad that they're fucking... Dude, in the 2024 election... They had to pick between somebody who didn't give a flying fuck about Palestinians and someone who thought that Palestinians raped people on Hamas raped people on October 7th, right? And they realized that like there was no candidate for them that could stand up there and deny rape on like a global spectrum. There's no candidate for these people.
They're pissed that Kamala lost to Donald Trump. Many of them are not actually pissed about that, but that's another story. They feel like their time is now and that they're owed power. They're totally convinced that the Democratic Party would have a FDR-style supermajority if only
they're
they just
mad that
did
there's not like a rape denier candidate for those people.
Everything that they...
Real Palestinians are not doing it? Absolutely true.
That if only the party did everything that these people say. And more importantly, they feel really emboldened right now because of Mamdani's win and lowering support for Israel in the United States. They feel like they are ascendant. They feel like they have the cards and they have the leverage. And right now they are actively targeting anyone who doesn't follow exactly everything that they say. People that they identify as enemies, like people like David Pakman, people like Brian Tyler Cohen, people who actually have massive platforms.
Because the problem is when you get all the right-winger guys or whatever that you have access to, like you can't really do anything about Asmongold, but there are people along the way that you could. When you've quote-unquote delegitimized these people or pushed them all to obscure networks and forced them to get off-platform funding, who else is there to take over? Who else is there to harm or crack down on? Eventually, you start picking off the liberals.
And actually use those platforms in an effort to try to build actual political power. This group that Taylor Lorenz sees herself as a part of, in a fucking real Steve Buscemi, hey there fellow kids kind of way, she sees herself as doing her part to overthrow the established order, like to overthrow like the establishment and replace it with these people, which is just, it's not going to happen. But also, Democrats have been discredited, historically low approval ratings after losing an election in 2024. Here, hold on. We need to unpack something real quick. Yes, everyone has seen the approval ratings for the Democratic Party. They are abysmal, to be clear. And that is concerning. If you're the Democratic Party, you can't just ignore that. You have to start addressing some things to build trust back, which is, from my point of view, I think that's what's happening right now. People like Gavin Newsom are doing a really good job of energizing Democratic voters. Do you feel that the Democratic leaders in Congress are?
But no, we need to love terrorism, guys. That's gonna fix this whole problem.
Why not? Not Schumer. I mean, here, I think the problem. Look, like when we're talking about the House Speaker or the minority leader in the House for Hakeem Jeffries, or if we're talking about the Senate Majority Leader or the Senate Minority Leader in Chuck Schumer, their job is to keep their caucus together. Like that's the job. Jeffries, all
right, let's take a little bit more look at this. We'll come back there. We're gonna keep pushing back to that video. So we covered Taylor here. I think this is, oh yeah. Taylor Lorenz put out an article claiming that influencers were paid to push party talking points and were not allowed to disclose any ties. The next day we see proof that they were not at all prohibited to discuss this cohort. that they had nothing to do with the Democratic Party. They were not paid to do any content, and Chorus had zero creative input on the content was posted. You got Lorenz, bro. Happens to the best of us. So that was the thing that Hutch actually fucking announced right there. Then David Pakman came to Twitter and said, after a recent Wired hit piece now fully debunked, false claims started circulating, and sadly some people chose to unsubscribe from my website membership, Substack, or unfollowed on YouTube. That outcome is exactly what the author was hoping for when they put out a misleading, inaccurate article. If you want to support what I do, please consider subscribing. So that was what David Pakman said, and obviously his statement came after that. Ethan Klein came back and said, anyone else finding Nazis to be charming hosts? Nazis are fascists, but unironically, IRL can be very welcoming and accommodating, hence why they're able to effectively radicalize people. They show more empathy in real-life spaces, and that they're but dude, do you realize, Taylor, that you're not the solution? You're the problem. You people are literally, like, yeah, I do think that, like, a fucking far-righter will say it with a smile and put his hand on your back, right? Give you a nice pat on the back. But, like, you're the reason why. Like, you're an example of, like, the alternative to that. Yeah. It's abhorrent. Another reason why the left has zero power. Yeah, I don't know. You're a contributing factor. So this is the Hasan post right here when I guess Asmongold started spouting off after responding to Hutch.
This is one of those situations where it feels like people that tune into this learn less.
Hasan, pause the fucking video. I get it, dude. Pause it.
I love how people that you write slop articles and you get mad that people make slop videos. What is this? What are you doing? Like, what are you thinking?
Okay. One of the things that's really frustrating about these sorts of conversations online is, like, someone writes an article, okay, for Wired magazine.
What, did Frogan not get a deal? Did they not think that Denims was worthy of getting this chorus money?
Someone writes an article in general, and then instead of addressing the claims that are being made, most people just turn around and go, no, you. And I think a lot of people...
Dude, there's just no way. Oh, God, there's another Hasanism right there. Oh, it's another one. It's happening again. It's happening again.
People don't have the capacity to understand that, like, that's not an effective counter. Okay? You can't know your way out of, like, a court
Oh my God, dude.
Case for
that's what Denims is doing. That's
you can't know your way out of, like, a court case, for example. If there is an issue and your audience wants to understand, like, where this funding is coming from or why you didn't disclose this funding that was...
Dude, I can't. I need to just listen. I feel like I've gone back in time. Like, I've lived this before. It's just every fucking drama is exactly the same as the last.
Someone writes an article in general, and then instead of addressing the claims that are being made, most people just turn around and go, no, you. And I think a lot of people don't have the capacity to understand that, like, that's not an effective counter. Okay? You can't know your way out of, like, a court case.
Hold on, not that one. Where's
Someone writes an article in general, and then instead of addressing the claims that are being made, most people just turn around and go, no, you. And I think a lot of people don't have the capacity to understand that, like, that's not an effective counter. Okay? You can't know your way out of, like, a court case, for example. If there is an issue, and
this is just like it was 33 years ago.
Nicholas, the goat. I appreciate that.
Dude, it's happening again. Holy fuck, dude.
If there is an issue and your audience wants to understand, like, where this funding is coming from or why you didn't disclose this funding that was coming from, you can't just turn around and go, well, the person who wrote this article also gets funded by a different like, grant structure, right? Like, this is not an effective counter, okay? Unfortunately, or this should not be an effective counter. Unfortunately, it is a very effective counter. Okay?
Is this going to be, like, better or worse than, like, conservatives taking money from Russia? I feel like this is still better. I don't know, dude. So yeah, somebody writes an article at Wired, instead of addressing the claims being made, people turn around and go, no, you. But, like, Taylor Lorenz is such a polarizing figure. Of course, her internet history and the fact she's, like, Rolex, sorry, if Rolex would have actually been cool. The Roblox independent journalist who just lies about people all the time is going to come up in conversation. Motherfucker was born in an age range. Journalist. Jernica.
You claim to care about rape, and you're
Thank
hyping up a dude
you!
who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
Am I the only one? Every time he says okay, I want to be a bee, but
Base.
not exist for 30 years.
Thank you. Journalist Jessica Burbank calls out Taylor Lorenz for publicly tweeting her abuser's name. Lorenz using my story about sexual assault. What the? Bro, no way! Dude, that came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. What happened? Dude, I'm sorry. I just made it in here. I have no idea what you should mean. Wait, I have no idea what you mean by should I tell others about you, but if you're referring to Alex, then go right ahead. I'm happy to post about it. I tried to help. I'm sorry I couldn't. I encouraged victims to tell their stories. Why would you publicly tweet out my abuser's name at me? I trusted you with my story and you broke this trust so many times. I will be telling my story on my own terms at my own time. Did she get outed? Like, what is the context to this? Holy fuck, dude. That's insane. Dude, what the fuck? I am not a course creator. I am not even the first person to post the financial disclosure. I found a link today. It was first posted last night by creators with more followers. Why are you targeting me? Taylor Lorenz using my story about sexual assault against me because people are questioning her morals? The fuck? Logging off for a bit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, wow. Was there a follow-up? Did she respond to this? There has to be some explanation. Who the fuck is... That's insane. Ethan comment about Taylor Lorenz drama says Wired magazine should catch equal heat. Fair. Hiring a known liar, grifter, and disgraced journalist, Taylor Lorenz, to call out a ton of highly respected liberal pundits. What the fuck were they thinking? Taylor is rightfully catching shit for this insane expose, but Wired deserves equal amount of it for hiring a known liar, grifter, and disgraced journalist to call out a ton of highly respected liberal pundits. What were they thinking? Fair. John Favreau, not the Marvel one, from Pod Save America and Crooked Media, says Taylor Lorenz's Wired reporting is wildly dishonest. Shocking that they published it.
Nick just started insulting me viciously.
Yeah,
on
former
Twitter.
child Taylor Lorenz catching a lot of heat.
Also, the whole pedo troll thing came from Destiny, right? I thought all info from Destiny to these people was evil and disingenuous.
And
Also, why
disingenuous.
do all this when we could all just be bees, honeybee, honeybee,
Yeah,
honeybee,
dude,
honeybee?
you're right. You're right. It is disingenuous. I absolutely hate the disingenuous info. Dude, Marvel reference, true. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I'm loving liberals realizing Taylor Lorenz is a tanky loser, liar, fraud. Maybe they'll realize the same about Hasan when they see that he said that she's one of the best journalists alive before even reading her article. Here it is. So Taylor reached out. You are knowingly and intentionally lying about me with malicious intent. What you posted here is false and you're framing it as fact. This is causing me reputational harm and a loss of income. Remove this defamatory and false post. Can you show me the defamatory statement? Can you show me the alleged defamatory statement? Was the edit. This video you shared. This video is false and defamatory, and the Amyadar Network issued a press release debunking it, linked above. I will be reaching out to their lawyer as well to let them know that you are spreading false and defamatory conspiracy theories about their organization. Take it up with him, the poster. Taylor, are you doing okay? I'm worried about you. Yeah, so she unblocked Ethan to, I guess, threaten to sue him. That was the thing that happened. I guess that's like her biggest concern right now. And then Hasanabi, dude, Hasan Balls just came out with this.
Is 100% a smear campaign on Taylor? Yeah. I mean, I don't...
Jesus Christ, we're too slow, bro. That was like the fucking deepest
I don't know what to
sigh.
say about it. Like, you can't get mad at a journalist doing their job. Like, their job is journalism.
Oh my, dude, Hasan Piker, who gets fucking everything wrong in breaking news journalism, is like, she's doing her job, man. What the fuck?
It's on Wired magazine. It's not like... This isn't like a blog post or like a YouTube expose.
Dude, it's on Wired magazine. Why would they lie?
Or whatever. This is like, there's a rigorous editorial application. There's a standard that they abide.
Yeah, we all know. Never mind.
Wired magazine especially has been pretty good in the Trump era. One of the only mainstream resources in the Trump era that has been actively holding the administration.
But why are they bad right now?
To task. So I think like parasocial fans of like liberal content creators feeling bad because the content creators themselves feel
Oh my, dude, this is so bad, Faye.
bad about like having their commentary or their infallibility or their like independence get called into question because of this article does not change the claims in the article. It does not change the journalism and the evidence presented in the article. And
I feel like Hasan Piker stamping his approval on your quote-unquote journalism should be enough for you to go, I think I made a tremendous mistake.
I think because a lot of people don't have media literacy, they just look to stuff like this and assume that, you know, they have the same editorial standards as like a TikTok call-out pose. When you are writing a story for a serious publication, there are fact checkers that work behind the scenes. You get information on the record, you get information off the record, and you get information on background, okay? And on top of that, you have a trove of data that you sometimes won't even put in the article, but you show the actual fact checkers, you show the editorial team. There's an editorial process that that is maintained. There are lawyers that look over.
What the fuck? Oh my god. I don't want to cover this. I don't know why the all right, I need to research what this is. What is happening? Okay, there's two things. Someone is saying I need to look at the new Taylor Lorenz tweet and it's in the Discord and I can't find it. And then somebody else just, I'm not even going to say what that is. I'll talk about it next stream. I got to research it. But what the fuck?
There are fact checkers that work.
General chat? Yeah, again, this is just more cope from Hasan. So is this, what is this? I think I'm getting to this. I have it all here. I don't need to pull up anything new.
Behind the scenes, you get information on the record.
Again, but I don't know. I feel like the seal of approval from Hasan is probably a bad idea. You know, I feel like that's not what you should strive for. I think you'd be like, oh wait, maybe you shouldn't help me, dude. So David Pakman came out and dropped Hasan in his response to the chorus story. So this is what the reference was that we just saw. We actually just saw this on Hutch's stream, so we can move past this part.
Can I say something to you, Nick? I really like you.
Why? Then people were saying that Hasan was getting glazed by Taylor, and then that was immediately pushed back on here.
The honest thing to do is reserve judgment, not to defend your stands. My stands. Any journalist could have written this article, and my assessment would be the exact same. My stands? Taylor Lorenz is not my fucking stand.
Didn't he say that she's one of the best journalists in okay, whatever.
She's an adult, okay?
She's an adult. Yeah, we know. We know. We know. We're aware.
Again, I don't want to be uncharitable to you, chatter.
Is the implication that stands are like minors, that all the tier 3 subs?
But it kind of feels like you're coming at this from an incredibly parasocial lens. It seems like...
No, there's enough clips. There's enough clips.
You're actually arguing at the behest of some other parasocial ambition that you...
Oh, it must be a Destiny fan. It must be an Ethan fan.
...have to make it seem like this person is actually a bad journalist because they're a stan of
No, she's a bad journalist because her articles suck.
Or something. And it's not only objectively incorrect, but it feels like you're a little drama brain. I want to be as charitable as possible to you. Totally, you caught me. I mean, yeah, we're talking about the Democrat Party donors potentially trying to give independent liberal content creators contracts that are fairly...
Oh, wait. I see this. I see Taylor. Oh, I get it. No, I don't. I don't get it. Wait. Who the fuck? Someone just linked me this and said I need to pull this. Oh, is this it?
You claim to care about rape, and you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
This is what I need. Okay.
Because it's just... She's adult.
So this was her response to the Olivia person.
Because it's just sort of frustrating. Everyone is willing to just believe lies.
The article that Taylor Lorenz wrote about me and a number of other content creators.
No. Okay. Chat. What the fuck are you talking about? You're literally fucking me up here. What are you talking about? You're telling me I need to look at... I'm looking... Do you have the Jessica Burbank one? Because they're telling me I need to look at this. Look at the tweets. In this video, in this 5-minute video. Yes? Do you have just the tweet that you want me to look at? Because this is no way. This is no way. Keep your pace? I'm so fucking confused. Check the chat. Check the chat. I open the chat. There's fucking nothing here. They sent me this article. What is this? This is a Reddit post. You know what this Reddit post has? Exactly what we read already. Holy fuck, dude. Whoever said that, nuke them for like fucking 24 hours.
Rigid that that demand that they don't disclose their affiliations or their funding, and might even have some level of editorial control. And your argument is, my stan wrote this article and I shouldn't be defending it. I think.
Oh wait, I apologize. My chat was right. Unnuke that person. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's this pixelated thing at the bottom. I missed it. I look forward to you telling your story on your own terms, as I have encouraged all victims to do. Like I said, I'm sorry we had a miscommunication and that I couldn't give you what you wanted, but to initiate a smear campaign when your reporting is a new low. So Taylor jumped in and took shots of this person mentioning their fucking abuser. They responded back saying, that's crazy that you mentioned my fucking abuser. I apologize to that person. And then Taylor wrote back, you're smearing me right now. So like, this is your fault. You're the one doing this. That's crazy. That's actually fucking insane.
Shouldn't be defending it.
Oh, we got rezzed? Yeah. Professional cry bullying. But again, this is exactly the problem with Taylor Lorenz, dude. There's a severe moral rot happening in mainstream leftist spaces. Criticism of Taylor Lorenz is an instant ban on Majority Report. Ooh, not so very good. David Pakman's Wikipedia now cites Taylor Lorenz's dark money in a Wired article. Pakman announced, oh yeah, let's see. In August 25, it was alleged Pakman is a member of the Chorus Creator Incubator Program, an organization funded by the 1630 Fund that pays political online influencers $8,000 a month to promote Democratic Party messaging. Taylor Lorenz source, Wired. Yeah, I don't know. If that's not if it's not like a disclosure thing and they've lied about it, these people, like, they should be sued. Yeah. 100%. Ethan Klein renames the Majority Report the Tanky Report. Taylor Lorenz now says, I've reported on snark communities for over a decade and wrote about them extensively in my book, but it's wild. Dude, nobody read that. To see how Ethan Klein has embraced them. He is deeply misogynistic and hateful. Bro, you're retweeting Ethan's basement. What are you talking about? It's a fucking... Dude, there's a guy... sorry, Ethan's attic, not Ethan's basement. Two different people. Obsessed misogynist Ethan Klein posts his 9th Instagram story harassing Taylor Lorenz. Like, literally boosting a snark Twitter account while saying this is insane. Like, that is crazy. Her book. Yeah, dude. It's like a little book plug. Let me get my book real fast. Again... Taylor Lorenz should be deported. I agree. Good take. Billy Mitchell says that Taylor's a schizophrenic lol cow. All right, back to the Hutch video. Let's go back to the David Pakman stuff.
Assessment of me. Now, I also want to mention, I'm aware that many of the people I'm hearing of aren't even part of my audience. They're doing the, well, now I'm unsubscribing, and they mostly were never subscribed. And so
yeah, dude, ever since we got into like the Destiny controversy like last week, I've been seeing so many longtime channel supporters who are leaving the channel who I've never seen before. Like, never even sent a comment. Because you can look in the chat, like someone would be like, oh, sorry, Nick, I gotta leave now. I can't do this anymore. I can click your name, hit like fucking channel activity, and I can see like the last couple videos. None of them have any comment history.
I'm aware of that, but it doesn't matter because I want to make sure my audience hears.
It's like a psychological game that people use to fuck with you. It's extremely funny.
From me about this.
Like, zero channel history. Can't do this anymore. It's like first time viewer.
Now, the most important thing to say is that the idea behind this group is exactly what I've been advocating for years. It's for years I've been saying the left needs to organize independent media in the way that the right has been doing. Yes. The left needs to fund independent creators the way that the right does. The right
Yes. 1,000 times yes.
I said this before, I'll say it again. I think the reason why right-wing creators make so much money is when they get debanked and they get like deplatformed and they got kicked out of all these sites and everyone clapped like seals because we created our echo chamber and stuff on social media and kept the advertisers away from the mean right-wingers. I think that they spent the last like 7 years figuring out exactly how to go and make as much money as fucking humanly possible outside of the bounds of what advertisers and YouTube and all these companies can actually stop them from earning. Right? So they've created they've created their own payment processors in some cases. They've created these entire monetization schemes and stuff that they've been using. And there's just no reason that liberals would have access to this, that like leftists would have access to this. Like, they've never actually had to do this before. They're not like people who are constantly at risk of losing all their platforms and all their incomes. So there is absolutely nothing there set up for these people to earn additional income. They're reliant on like the YouTube machine to make all of their money. And like that has been something that has, I guess, caused a bit of issues in the last couple of years.
If the previous creator's claim was correct that the right are out-voluming,
like right-wingers are excellent at marketing. It's one thing to identify that right-wingers are excellent at marketing. It's another to say that you basically fucking force them to be by deplatforming them. Because do you think that the people in the country are getting any less radicalized? You lost another election. You know? Oh, we deplatform most of the right-wingers. Well, guess what? You still lost the election, and now these guys are fucking impossible to actually deplatform. So you did a great job. I mean, that's the point. Oh, we want all these people off our site. We want to create our safe space bubble. Okay, well, these guys spent time figuring out how to build new fucking avenues for monetization that you guys just don't get access to.
the left 500 to 1 on social media, which I'm a bit dubious about. That seems a bit dubious to me, but let's just, without even saying that, I think like everybody can agree if
they make money because they're right. What was the commentary YouTuber who just started trashing like trans people and stuff, turned around and said, yeah, dude, I'm broke. I don't really believe any of this. Like he literally just, was it Poncho? There was one guy who just started making like right-wing political content essentially, or like edgy fucking anti-SJW stuff in like current day. And he just woke up one day and he's like, yeah, you know, guys, I just gotta be honest with you. I just made it up. I just made it all up. Yeah, no, I just needed money, so I didn't really believe any of that shit. I just did it for money. Was it Poncho? Yeah, it was Poncho. I think it was. No. Def Noodles hasn't done that. I think Poncho literally. No, Nerd City's definitely like that. I think Poncho woke up and was like, "Yeah, I needed money, so I just grinded the fuck out of it."
Even if we avoid specific numbers, there's no question that the right wing has so aggressively attacked.
That sounds like no bullshit. No. I think all those guys believe that. No bullshit is a fucking retard. I think he absolutely believes everything he says. No, but I think Poncho just showed up and he was like, yeah.
Hacked social media for like 10 years now. I mean, you can go back to like 2014. I feel like it really started with Gamergate stuff, whenever that started. Since then, they have established a firm presence in social media and they are winning on that front. It's all we were talking about after the election in 2024. I was talking about that like 80% of the time. One of Kamala's big mistakes was that she just didn't take that space seriously enough. But part of the reason was that she had her options.
Yeah, I think this is it. I was wrong a year ago.
It's your favorite Mexican Raincoat here. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm not doing too bad myself. Today I wanted to make this video to address some things that I've said in the past and also correct some of the things that I've said in the past as well. And just overall like kind of reflect on all of it. Last year I made some videos on transgender people, and during this time I was convinced that all transgender people were just cuckoo.
All right, it wasn't all for money.
I recommend watching.
I remembered it being all for money.
DeOrio's latest video.
So I completely bought into it. Never mind.
I was just spewing out my ignorant thoughts about the world while barely doing any research in the process. And during this time, I was just being flat out disrespectful to trans people in the process without even really realizing how disrespectful and rude I was being towards trans people because I was just ignorant and stupid and uneducated on the actual subject. So I just wanted to clear the air to anybody that was watching that felt disrespected or hurt or disappointed even by the thing.
Is this it? No, I guess it wasn't money. I thought it was money. I'm wrong. My bad, Poncho. No, he just made a video saying he doesn't agree with his old positions. I thought it was about money. I'm totally fucking wrong.
We're kind of limited. She didn't have as many people to choose from. Donald Trump, he's looking at he's got a list of fucking 500 creators.
All right, who else is in here? People are saying the Ali O'Brien response was good. Let me see this.
That this program is just a way.
Actually, can I just see the actual raw? Ali O'Brien. O'Brien chorus. In videos. The full contract. It's on fucking TikTok, Facebook, I'll just watch it here.
For Democrats to pay people off to blindly defend Democrats on the internet. And I understand the fear because that would be diabolical if it was true. But this is a video of me like yelling at the DNC literally yesterday over their refusal to endorse an arms embargo against Israel. I am not one to hold back on criticizing the Democratic establishment. So I think I'm useful proof that that's not what this program's about. I do feel there's people in this cohort who shill a little bit too hard for the Democrats, but that's a them problem, not a this program problem. Without further ado, let's get into the claims of the article versus my receipts. Okay, so the first main big scary thing that's written into this article is creators told Wired that the contract stipulated they'd be kicked out and essentially cut off financially if they even so much as acknowledged that they were part of the program or that Chorus existed. No. Here's a video of someone named Heidi who's in the cohort explaining what Chorus is and that she's joining it on November 20th, 2024. Here is the Chorus web.
I don't understand this journalism. How did this? I mean, Wired is like they're like a legit.
Again, he's right. I don't know who would hire Taylor Lorenz in current day. Like, there are genuinely people who don't know that she's a complete fucking schizo.
Says you go to. How does this solve?
Courses, just check with us. The reason for that is that, as the article states, there's over 90 influencers in the program, many of whom have very small accounts and joined the program to get like mentorship and happen to be immigrants or trans.
Dark money for the day,
Jesus, Hutch.
To me,
danger right now. And so the goal with the like, please check with us clause is to make sure that small creators who already had targets on their back weren't accidentally like featured on a huge page and then suddenly had an onslaught of threats from the right. Of course, this has never been kept some nefarious secret, right? People have been talking about it. It was more just, hey, this is already an unsafe job for some people. Check with us in advance so you don't accidentally like add to someone's unsafe.
Hold on. I need to mention something that I'm seeing in the YouTube chat. I'm not.
All right. Not the video. Okay. Got it. Jesus Christ. Anytime I see Gaza or like fucking Hamas and it's like a pie chart, I'm just like, dude, it's too much for me. Sorry, too much politics. Overloaded.
That's what they're doing.
Okay, number 2. According to copies of the contract viewed by Wired, creators in the program must funnel all bookings with lawmakers and political leaders through Chorus. No, again, I literally have the contract right here. I'll talk through it in a minute.
Somebody said, I still don't really understand what the allegation is. In a nutshell, the allegation is in the, what do you call this, a byline? An initiative aimed at boosting Democrats online offers influencers up to $8,000 a month to push the party line. All they have to do is keep it a secret and agree to restrictions on their content. The long and short of it is that they are being paid to do curated propaganda that is approved by the group that is paying them. That is the main accusation.
And it's not, you don't know where the money's coming from. So are they saying it's like the DNC or somebody? I don't know. Thank you, by the way, for hitting the goal. You guys have earned another goal. You guys are my personal chorus. You guys are giving me big money to spew the approved talking points.
And then it's now morphed into they are accusing these people of not talking about Gaza because they were being paid by Chorus. That's what it's like.
Oh, so it's Israel I understand.
Turned
Okay.
into.
You refuse to talk about Gaza because Democrats fucking hate fucking Palestinian dead children, dude.
She doesn't make that claim in this article. She mentions Gaza. Well, I mean, look, hold on. She doesn't come out and say that. Creators. This is a WAPO article from Taylor Lorenz. I want to know what creators she references in this article.
All right, let's get back to here. I just want to see the receipts.
You spend so much time talking about them. But I do need to. No, I'm just kidding.
Directly reaching out to the Zoran campaign to try to interview him, because Chorus does not control who I interview or what I post. I also sometimes text the comms directors directly of like Congress people that I want to interview, because usually the congressional offices will give out these little business cards. And this is not like specific to content creators. This is just like if you go to try to talk to your senator, their people will give you little business cards. Blur out the name of the specific person. Awkward, but like anybody can get these business cards and then you can just text them. Chorus does not control that. I've done lots of congressional interviews and usually I just set them up myself. And here's a section of the contract, right, that confirms that. It says they want you to disclose to Chorus any engagement with government.
Ooh, so the contract specifically states you have to disclose barnacles.
Officials related to Chorus's policy agenda. That contractor, that's me, I'm the contractor, arranges through other means, right? So if I just arrange it myself with a congressperson, I just let Chorus know so that they know that congressperson's open to booking and other people in Chorus can do it too. Accidentally, I always forget to let Chorus know, like I don't think I've ever told them that before, but that's not what's important. What's important is that they're literally acknowledging here that you can book it yourself. And the fact that the person who wrote this article claims to have read through the entire contract, but like here it is clearly written that what you stated in your article was categorically false, like that is quite concerning about your journalistic integrity. Like I get that these contracts are—
It sure is.
Long and confusing. That's why people have lawyers and managers to help them, but you don't write an article about it unless you—
Yeah, it's not good. And it's crazy that Taylor is not actually trying to like fact check or do anything here. She's just like, Ethan Klein, I'm gonna sue you. You are malicious and you are not even Ethan. It's like, I'm gonna contact these bigger fucking people at Wired, so maybe they'll come sue you.
Understand what's going on. This whole article is just written like, you know, this group, they have money and so they control them, and it's just like, no, that's not what's happening. If there's someone in this cohort that you are like, they are too much of a shill doing whatever the Democrat Party says, it's not this program that's the reason for that. I don't know how to put this nicely. It's either a personal moral failing by those people or it's a different contract they're under that says they can't criticize Dems, but it's not this one because I'm under this contract and you can catch me on the daily making fun of Andrew Cuomo.
Like the very existence of her in this program completely annihilates the premise that this group
Wasn't there evidence also? I'm just thinking of this right now. You got me thinking. Didn't Wired actually take this article? Where is this article? Hold on. Wired, Taylor Lorenz. I'm pretty sure they've already issued a statement on the article, right? Where they've begun like kind of backtracking. Isn't that what's happening here? Hold on, make sure it doesn't fucking... every time you go to a media website like this, they immediately just rip up your email and slam it on the fucking screen and just dox you. That's my favorite part of mainstream media. It's like they put in this one little glitch where Google just slams your fucking email on the screen. Update 8/25/2025. Sorry, 8/28/25. Following the publication of this article, Grant Wilson of the Elias Law Group, whose participation in a Zoom call was reported upon and who did not respond to Wired's pre-publication email requesting comment, reached out to Wired on several points. These included whether members of the cohort can publicly talk about working with Chorus and Chorus's connection to the good influence, both of them, which Wired has clarified. We have also included comments from Wilson regarding Chorus placing restrictions on content and whether V. Safar was also included in any Chorus materials. So they have now gone back and updated the article and added things in here. So let me see, is disclosure still a thing? Let me see, disclosure. But the contract sent to them from Chorus, the nonprofit arm of liberal influencer marketing platform, came with some strings. Among other issues, it mandated extensive secrecy about disclosing their payments. So did they update that? Well, maybe payments is different. According to copies of the contract viewed by Wired, the influencers are not allowed to disclose their relationship with Chorus or if they're being paid at all. Not publicize their relationships. In the contract, getting money from particular person, you can't disclose it. It's pretty simple. You can't take the money, he says. He says that, okay, here. No, Keith Edwards. Oh, it seems predatory? No, I don't really see... I don't know what was updated. I didn't read it to begin with in the beginning. Yeah, well, they updated. They added an update thing.
I recommend watching
Thank you!
Nicholas DeOrio's latest
Taylor
video.
gave them 30 seconds to respond.
Taylor
That's the
gave them
non-request.
30 seconds to respond.
Well, Taylor does that.
Non-response.
I don't even know if you're telling me the truth.
Paying people to toe the party line and not talk about Gaza.
Nick
Okay,
just
why is
started
she in the group
insulting me
then?
viciously.
Thank you!
Do you think they only asked Taylor Lorenz to not disclose she was working with them because she's such a hack and she assumed everyone else was treated the same?
Maybe. I don't know. Did Taylor get requested to do it?
How does that make sense? Hold on. I think this is her shitting on Cory Booker.
Tweeted left and right, Republicans and Democrats, Americans agree. The starvation in Gaza is unacceptable. Later that night, he voted.
Mr. Everything with $10. I agree with you, Hutch, but the problem is it sock Dems and the Marxists are spreading this too. Literally.
Did she talk about Gaza in this video? This is more of a research thing for me. Let me see. No, Gaza's isn't mentioned after this. Oh.
We're frustrated that the page did independent online voices and building the next day's several influencers were also featured prominently on the Chorus website beneath a giant donate button.
Is that like Elizabeth Olsen?
Users who clicked the donate button were taken to a fundraising page that read, quote, supporting Chorus means supporting independent online voices and building the next era for online news and conversation. But donations made via that page did not go directly towards the creators pictured. Multiple influencers featured on Chorus's website were frustrated.
No, it probably just spit out money to like every single random shitter they were paying, right?
That they were included YouTuber and former Media Matters staffer Kat Abugazaya, who's running for Congress in Illinois, was pictured on Chorus's website and included in fundraising decks without her approval. She asked that her image and name be removed and no longer used for fundraising and marketing purposes. When I asked Chorus about this back in April, Chorus's co-founder, Brian Tyler Cohen, issued a statement through his comms director saying, quote, Chorus came together quickly on a few Zoom calls with creators after November, and we've been running at full sprint since then.
So he's claiming it was a mistake?
As a creator, I would never want to put another...
Okay, so it was removed when asked. That's good.
What's the name?
I mean,
of
it shouldn't
the
have
guy
happened, but that's
from
good.
Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
Said that the company must have just taken an image of her off social media. She said, quote, I did not even know that I was on this website. I am not financially tied to them at all. V-Sphere, known as Under the Desk News, who has over 3.6 million followers on TikTok, told me, quote, I'm not in any collective at all. That's my problem with the way it went down. I don't think anyone should be pitching. Ruffled the feathers.
So there's not really anything here, but I was wondering if she tied it to Gaza here or that was something that was just pulled from after the fact. Palestine. Notice they hate talking about Palestine. That's how you suss them out.
included in a fundraising deck without their prior knowledge, and other anti-establishment or pro-Palestine creators who had never signed up to be part of Chorus.
Yeah, so that's where that comes from. It's interesting that the pro-Palestine left is its own sector now. Like, they've completely ostracized themselves from everybody else.
TikTok fought back. Then, after October 7th, when Biden began manufacturing consent for a genocide against the Palestinians and sought to ban TikTok because it was allowing young people to see.
Do people really think that's why TikTok was getting banned? Not like the Chinese spyware stuff. It's actually about Palestine. It was really about Jews the entire time.
What was
it really is like the Neo JQ. That's so funny.
Actually happening in Gaza. Content creators began asking tough questions of the
everything is about the Jews
administration. Biden's response, though, was to completely cut them off. The White House began leaving progressive content creators off invite lists and only working with milquetoast Democrat creators who towed the party line and basically never spoke out against injustice. Khalil Green, a history content creator, told me at the time, quote, "I have noticed that there have been a lot more events with creators at the White House, but the creators that are getting invited are the creators who are very pro-Biden and just parroting talking points or sharing photo ops of them smiling with the president."
Yeah, what did they think? They were going to invite somebody to debate Joe Biden on the floor? Wait, I'm sorry, like what? I don't know. Is this like a war that was like actually happening, or is this a war that's like inside people's heads? Like, was the Biden administration at odds with like the fringe online political far left, and they were just intentionally trying to shut them out?
Not the creators who have been critical. Green said that he hadn't been
I don't think Joe Biden could comprehend an argument at that point.
Invited to the White House since he criticized the administration over the TikTok ban and genocide in Gaza.
Thank you! Dude, the Donkey Kong coins. Thank you. DKK, dude.
Just got money for weed. You got some MP nay for weed. Bob lacks no nauseated face, nauseated
True.
face.
Annie Wu Henry, a political influencer and digital strategist who has worked on Democratic campaigns, told me that while the Biden White House once treated creators as
Is this really just fucking like 15 minutes of well poisoning about how the Biden administration like silenced their voices or something, and then she gets to the core stuff after? Again, this is literally for the Wired article. It is literally just 15 minutes of well poisoning. She is so good at this. What else has she been doing recently, Taylor? What the Mr. Beast of OnlyFans? What the fuck is that?
I don't know if you've ever tried to have sex with a toilet, but it is difficult because you're
Taylor is not a reputable journalist.
In the age of algorithms. Hi, John. Welcome to Power User.
Hi there. Thanks for having me.
So I first became aware.
This is an interview, not an exposed video. Okay, that's a surprise.
Of you from memes. I started to see your face on all of these just meme.
The most fuckable fruit
accounts in these wild situations. So can you tell me a little bit about how your career got started?
I started actually started dancing. I started stripping here in Portland, Oregon. That's where I'm from. And in 2018.
Yeah, 22,000 views is okay for this.
Back in April of 2018, I started.
Dude, she went from doing a video. Is this a guy who sticks his penis in different fruits? Is that what he does? Does he stick his penis in fruit?
Or what gets people's attention? And so, well, what else can I do? It obviously.
I mean, it's OnlyFans, and he's talking about fruit. He sticks his penis in fruit. Is that not what he does? Is it wrong to assume that he put? Today we're going to be making beanie weenies.
It was actually on the close up of it. So it was making like basically a PG-13 version of it, or I guess like a theatrical R-rated version of it. I was able to post it to Reddit, and the moderators of the subreddit I was posting to, they liked it. They liked seeing it, and then people.
Dude, who fucked the turkey on Thanksgiving? It's the Mr. Beast of sticking his cock into fucking into pie.
Also liked it. They liked it, but then they kind of changed their terms where they're like, okay, this is getting too much because people are going to start actually posting adult content.
I feel like the success of so much of your content was really driven by this like ability to understand YouTube and the internet and kind of like Mr. Beastifying your content. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Mr. Beast comparison is crazy. If this guy fucks fruit, that's insane.
Yeah, I wanted to see what makes a YouTube video get, I guess, viral or get a lot of views and retain attention. That's exactly what it is. It's attention retention is the biggest. And taking Mr. Beast videos and seeing what works for him, all the things, because it's really making something that captures the attention and holds it for a long time.
What is this? Elon Musk fucks the world?
I cut a hole in it and I put a fleshlight in the globe, and it was, Elon Musk F's the world. Elon Musk wore this like weird outfit.
So he dressed up like Elon Musk and fucked a globe?
That one is still actually just like, as we speak, is like blowing up again. It has around almost 300,000.
Oh my God, what the, whoa.
How did you do the skibbity toilet?
Oh boy. So a few companies have sent me sex dolls. They sent me like life-size, like 100-pound. So like these things are built tough. They ship headless, which is unnerving. When you open the box, there's just like a headless looking body. I was able to
so tell me, how did you fuck the skibbity toilet? That isn't, dude, she went from how do you fuck the skibbity toilet to like interviewing Roblox children to like covering deep state money by the Democrats.
And you dressed as a camera.
Crazy week for Taylor.
For the longest time to find an actual like camera that I could.
Has somebody sent this to Ethan? Has Ethan seen this?
I feel like you're so.
When was this? This is 2 days ago. She was putting the finishing touches on her Wired article while she was talking to the guy who fucks. Not 2 days ago, but like, yeah.
The zeitgeist of the internet with the...
There would be 50 Instagram stories about this if Ethan had seen this.
Content that you're creating.
4 days, yeah.
How do you develop these ideas and how do you
develop the ideas of fucking a toilet? This is actually more interesting than the whole story we covered today.
Them to succeed.
I figured that like, I see how a meme is getting like traction or like a viral video.
Dude, imagine if this guy went crazy and he's like sticking my penis inside of Israel or something and he...
or something like that, and I think about how do I make this like an adult video? How do I make this something that I can put on OnlyFans? How do I make this sexual? And I figure that if I can match that type of trajectory, if I can match that kind of virality and that uniqueness of the meme and make it into something that is, sexual, that will I'll carry on the momentum that the meme already has. That the trend is already going. It kind of like I'm like sailing in the wind of it.
Was there anyone doing this kind of before the internet? Like,
was there anyone fucking fruit before the age of the internet? Thank you, Taylor, for this one.
Did you
see the American Pie movie and fucking
inspired by any adult content that came?
Were you inspired by people who stick their cock into different things
before you?
This is insane. This is a crazy interview.
Definitely a couple for the political commentary stuff. Obviously, the Who's Nailing Palin type thing, that was a big kind of cultural moment for adult video parodies back in the day, during the like John McCain, Sarah Palin era of
dude, the Mr. Beast of OnlyFans. I can't get over how fucking does Jimmy know that he's in this fucking title? Has anybody notified Jimmy that Taylor Lorenz fucking named a guy who fucks fruit after him?
Electoral politics here in the US. It was that
how much money has he raised for fucking putting wells in like different countries and shit?
Time that like it really showed that this type of media attention that it got is actually something that I could not just
Mr. Beast clones really are everywhere. Fuck off.
Use but also used to be able to make political commentary, something I've been actually wanting to do. Another one would be of my other silly stuff and a lot of like character.
Dude, imagine if Jimmy's response to this was like, dude, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
It's cosplay based.
Dude, this guy's Taylor Lorenz is gonna commission this guy to fuck a human skull or something and reference it as like the Ethan Klein Skullgate. Dude, Ethan Klein Skullgate, more like skull fuck, and this guy's gonna fuck a human skull from that skull website.
Stuff is Wood Rocket. Wood Rocket.
I just saw
Wood Rocket.
Tweet.
Thank you for the goal. You guys have earned another goal.
Keffels appreciated the shout out.
Is a company that is not. I don't think they're around anymore. They're not making. They haven't made any videos in like 3 years. They made some ridiculous, like they made a bunch of Pokemon ones. They made a Game of Thrones one called Game of Bones, and it is.
Dude, Taylor's blank fucking lifeless expression while she asks these fucking questions. This is some shit that like It reminds me of how they treated Nancy in like season 3 or 2 of Stranger Things. Where they're like, "Hey, Nancy Drew, maybe you should go and get us coffee." Like, this is some shit they would make you do if they don't take you serious in the office. But she is the office. She's like an independent journalist who doesn't work with for mainstream publications and freelances, right? She's giving herself the grunt work.
It's like OnlyFans is so intertwined with virality and being shaped by virality. And there's all these OnlyFans creators that have really sort of starting to build a career off going viral. How do you think of your place within that?
OnlyFans creators are starting to build a career off of going viral? Are you fucking stupid? Yeah, that's how it's social media, you fucking moron. There's no way to do that without that. That's fucking stage 1.
Ecosystem and how viral.
Dude, he's a pioneer in using social media to go viral.
Virality sort of as a whole is shaping OnlyFans.
Virality is a very important thing because it's basically just marketability. Being viral is being able to get your kind of content, your profiles.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
Her face is lifeless because the overloaded Botox toxin has made her skin too tight. Maybe that's it. Or maybe she's just legitimately deranged.
I think I noticed when I was looking at a lot of viral news recently.
Dude, could you imagine all the videos of this guy's cock she had to inspect before doing this fucking interview?
Yeah, for work stuff, is that so much viral news content as a whole is promoting OnlyFans. I mean, I'm thinking of people like Ava Louise, the girl who flashed the portal in New York.
I think my generation was very much influenced by...
Why are we saying the name of the person who took their top off, like, in front of what potentially could have been, like... I mean, I don't know. I think it's fucking crazy to flash people on national television like they did in the Misfit stuff. I don't know. It's fucking...
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
Listen, if you can get...
She just brushing over him saying his thought processes. How do I make these trends and videos aimed at children say UAL?
Wait, what? Is she brushing over him saying... I don't think he said that. I get what you're saying. It's like Skibbity Toilet is a meme for children, so how do I go and make that sexual? I see where you're coming from with that one.
And that's something that...
Yeah, you know, that is kind of fucking weird. This is some shit that is... Like, Skibbity Toilet is most commonly consumed by fucking children, right? Like, children are looking at Skibbity Toilet memes.
That I think...
Yeah, I didn't really think of that. That's kind of fucking weird.
People are catching on to is engaging in kind of stunts.
Charitably, I'm assuming because it's super viral, that's like why they're doing it.
Kind of things that...
But it is kind of crazy to make adult content targeted at like a specifically child piece of entertainment.
No attention is bad attention type thing. There's a lot of cultural commentary on something like Jackass or like this kind of self-flagellation as entertainment type thing. But it's really been a way that not only can we become famous, but we can launch a career off of it. And there's been kind of a cultural infrastructure set up. Our only way out of this increasingly insecure time.
Dude, this guy shoves his cock in fruit.
Nicholas!
And Taylor just fucking pushed an article. Gen Z's financial reality is nearly half of them run out of money every single month.
I'm financially, especially for my generation, which is like Gen Z. I'm like the older.
Guys, there's only one way to do it. You have to post your tits and badge online. It's the only way. It's the only way to do it. You gotta go viral and put your cock in fucking different objects.
That I think that's the reason why.
If you want to do that, be my guest. But pushing sex work on people because they can't pay bills is kind of fucking crazy.
We're seeing this type of thing happen.
Where do you see your career going, like, as you develop? Because I know you also make like these longer films, these more cinematic films, and I feel like you have a really good understanding of like characters, and your video production quality seems like it's improving. So where do you see this all going? I mean, are you going to be making like viral meme content 20 years from now? Like, where do you want to take this?
I want to be in the director's seat. I want to make movies and films, short films, long form films that I've already made. I've already made a couple of these actually that aren't just, they're not just stories, but they're actual like cultural or social commentaries that I want to somehow attach an adult video to them. It's not like an original.
I want to film my own movies where I fuck things. Dude, this is actually... look,
watch that long form movie.
With pasta for people to watch you.
And where can people watch that long form movie? Like,
where can people watch your movie where you fuck pasta?
Is that also on your OnlyFans, or where else is it?
Yes, it is on my OnlyFans. The long form movie recuperation is actually pinned to my Instagram. My Instagram is at John.
Okay, yeah, I don't care, actually. Yeah, I actually don't care.
Viral.
Usermag.co. That's usermag.co.
I mean, I don't know, dude. The fucking dude. So wait, your flashlight app is stalking you. Secret Democrat influencer funding programs revealed. The Mr. Beast of fucking sticking his cock into fruit. Oh, and my favorite shit ever.
Wherever you see these technologies being...
Oh, that's not it. Where's the one where she...
You came to care about rape, and you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
Do you remember when she's like, I do a show called Free Speech Friday, and there was only one episode?
I blame Mr. Oreo. This is your fault.
It is my fault. I'm sorry, fake name. I will do more. I will be stronger for you. All right, go to her comments. People are saying we need more journalists like her.
Nicholas the Goat, thank you for the $5, my man.
In which episode? On the fruit one? This is actually... I don't know if I can't... I had to click this. This is insane. New comments. John from this angle looks so much like Angel in this first season of Buffy. Skipping this one, but you guys have my support. To be honest, I'm not really entirely sure of what I watched, but I'm not upset about that. Oh, God. I feel like this guy uniquely qualified to opine on whether a hot dog is a sandwich or not. I love that his adult content is absurd and satirical. I love that you're reporting on a channel in earnest while pointing out that early YouTube influence. It's kind of immediately making sense. It's just, okay. Imagine all the crazy shit Taylor watched preparing for the interview. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Wow, a guy manipulating the algorithm who's not a complete piece of shit. Dude, I don't understand. Fucking Skibbity Toilet is not bad, but like giving a bunch of money to people overseas is... okay, whatever. Not really about the video, but me as a 16-year-old boy in 2000 would have been so jealous of his rad hairstyle. That's weird. Me watching this while having pasta. The 21st century. This is our Gertrude Stein interviewing Salvador Dali. I don't even know who those people are, and I'm offended. I get that you need to get the clicks, but comparing John Kilo to Mr. Beast is really insulting to John Kilo. Oh, God, dude. Now this is journalism. What an introduction. Wow. Didn't even know about this guy's existence. Dali was a famous artist. Is he the Dalai Lama? Bro, that intro, what the fuck? What was the intro again?
I've ever tried to have sex with the toilet, but it is difficult because you're basically in like a deep lunge the entire time. It's a hard thing, and also cramming all of your cameras in the bathroom.
If you spend enough time online, you've undeniably...
I tweeted something earlier today, and it's kind of a brave take, because clearly I am known as a free speech absolutist in some communities that have no idea who I am. But I do think...
Keffel's tweet.
Fundamentally...
Nicholas DeOrio.
This is my fucking take. This is the take. I think Taylor Lorenz should be debanked, but they keep her on as a client and only decline charges related to avocado toast. I think it's a fate worse than death for a person like Taylor Lorenz, and I couldn't think of a better one. That's what I think they should do. I think that we should convince Bank of America, wherever she banks, to decline all charges related to avocado toast. And that will fix the situation. That'll keep us in a good spot. Starbucks too? Yeah, Starbucks. Starbucks, avocado toast orders. Yep, 100%. Okay, guys. I think that is going to wrap up our EHD IQT Plus for the day.